past seasons of Practice Makeover, we focus on helping financial advisory firms give a boost to one area of their practice. But this season, we're going to do things a bit different. We wanted to find a financial advisory firm that was already a bit on their way of improving their technology and their marketing. Welcome to Chicago, Illinois, and welcome back to Practice Makeover.
I think it's simply our motto and our attitude of independent but not alone. And the idea that the advisor needs to have that independence in order to be able to provide the best solution for the client, but needs the operational wherewithal and support in order to get the job done. Be that marketing, be it technology. Kingsview Asset Management is an independent RA headquartered here in Chicago, Illinois. We've got a nationwide presence with about 35 advisors currently, and we're recruiting about 1 to 2 advisors a month, so we're growing very rapidly.
Before going national with its asset management business, Kingsview had some operational obstacles to overcome, namely customer relationship management technology and marketing.
One of the common disappointments that advisors have with technology is that we get to read the press releases or the marketing material of the technology providers, and we get the word integration thrown at us constantly. And in our mind, integration means this thing's going to work seamlessly. And what we end up finding out most of the time is that it's going to be a single sign-on, or there's going to be something that, hey, this is not nearly as slick as we want. I think everybody runs into the single pitfall of marketing is that they don't anticipate what the true cost of marketing is. They'll throw a number out there. It could be as low as $1,000 or even substantially more. And if it doesn't work the first go around, they say, you know what, marketing doesn't work. And what that is that's a waste of whatever that initial investment is.
As for marketing, Sean believes commitment is key.
They go hand in hand, technology and marketing. You got to be able to see what works with measurable metrics. And if you use a CRM in order to test those, we use mailing software that plugs into our CRM, so we know what's going on in the success of the campaigns and the success of the marketing. But the number one pitfall with marketing goes back to the idea that the advisor's patience for the implementation is just too short. They don't want to spend the money that it really takes. If you look at any other industry, you're going to spend 10+% of your gross revenue on marketing. And that's a significant investment. It's going to be one of your largest investments.
Richard Little joined Kingsview after 5 years at a wirehouse. His last firm just didn't offer the support he needed.
So it really goes back to that whole growing the business the way that I wanted to. I met with some of the recruiters here, and they had a very entrepreneur attitude about them. It was more about how I wanted to structure my business, how I saw it growing, than to just follow a formula. And after a long conversation going over months at a time, it finally hit the point where I was ready to make that move.
Scott Martin is the CIO at Kingsview and a Fox Business commentator. Martin believes that marketing isn't just about making great material, but getting it into the right hands.
A lot of firms have some great stuff. They have great stories to tell. But if you don't have anybody to tell the story to, nobody knows what the story is. So Kingsview really drives itself on marketing, distribution, getting those information pieces, whether it is technology or television or written pieces, portfolio commentaries, out into the world so that people can find them, read them, and interact with them.
To generate referrals, Aaron Klimo of Kingsview recommends developing relationships with centers of influence.
Our growth over the past 2.5 years, I think, comes from an extreme demand, number one, in the marketplace for a hybrid solution. It also comes from our commitment to every advisor that comes on board to making sure that they have the COI, center of influence relationships that they need to generate the referrals that they're going to need to survive in our firm.
Kingsview's business is surging, but they didn't get here overnight, and there's a lot that you can learn from their journey. Next time, we'll take a closer look at their technology, and later this season, we'll take a real close look at their marketing approach.